radio station. But don't forget about watching us, which you can do if you would like over on your computer, your mobile device. You can just find SuperTalk TV. Now, we know that our fire departments, they're up to good things every day, but the Hattiesburg one, they're going the extra mile. They're going 13.1 extra miles to be exact. They're taking on the Hattiesburg Half Marathon in full gear. Maybe not the whole fire department, but at least several of them. And one is joining us today, Joshua, to tell us a little bit more. Hey, Joshua.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. I appreciate you taking some time. You warned me that if you get a call, you would let us go, and that will be completely okay if you drop a call on us for that. Okay, this is cool. I think many of us, Joshua, have seen maybe our men and women of the fire department walking streets or doing things in their gear. I usually think that that's just for conditioning or maybe exercising, but never 13.1 miles. So how did all of this kind of come about?
Yeah, so last year we had a handful of guys get together and do the half marathon in Hattiesburg in full gear. And whenever I mentioned to my wife this year, that I was doing it, she works for the DeBard School, which is on the USM campus, and decided to reach out and see if it's something that us as a fire department would be interested in helping with. The DeBard School, they've been in the area for a little over 60 years now, serving children with severe speech language difficulties in the state, and everything they do is all pretty much through fundraising and grants, and also that they can provide these services to these children and the families at no cost. And so we're very blessed at Hattiesburg. We have an administration that not only supports but encourages us to get out and work with the community and do these things. So it's one of these things that's grown from last year from a handful of guys to this year. We have a number of guys that are doing the charity runner portion of it, raising money for DeBard and looking to grow it next year, going off of this, get bigger and better as we go.
Is that where each fireman gets sponsorships, or people can go in and sort of just donate on your behalf? How are the monies being raised, and how can we help, Joshua?
So through the Hattiesburg Half Marathon page, there's a donate link on there, and under the top charities would be the DeBard School would be listed, and the runners for those charities are listed underneath that. Even if it's not a sponsorship necessarily through one of our charity runners or even on behalf of the fire department, definitely getting involved with this. There's a large number of local charities that are involved in the half marathon. This just happens to be the one that we're associated with for this year.
Was it hard, Joshua, to convince your mates there to do this with you, or were they all like, sure, why not? Sounds like a good day, a good, hot, fun day to walk in our gear for 13.1 miles.
Well, so I mean, as in this line of work, especially in the gear side of it, pushing ourselves to be better for not only the communities that we serve, but the families that we go home to. It's a big part of the job, that kind of is unseen. We have a great training academy in the city, out by the airport. That's not necessarily visible, as well as the gyms that we have in the station, and the gear training that we do on the back pads and stuff like that. So it's a chance to kind of showcase what we do behind the scenes. But yeah, as far as the 13.1 miles, it's definitely a little bit out of the comfort zone. But at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
Help us understand, Joshua. I've done several half marathons in my day, but more in shorts and a T-shirt. and that was heavy enough, to be honest with you, on some of them. What all kind of walk us through maybe what all you'll have on, and then the weight of it, if you happen to know that. Kind of give us an idea of the extra that you guys are putting on to complete the Hattiesburg Marathon. Half marathon.
Yeah, definitely. So the ones of us that are going to be doing it in gear, we're going to have on our full turnouts. So it'll be the coat and the pants with the liners on it, our breathing apparatus that we'll be carrying on our backs for a little bit of extra weight as well as the helmet. Depending on the gear and the make and everything, you're probably looking at in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 pounds extra on top of it. Most of us are going to be wearing tennis shoes instead of the boots that go with the turnouts, just because of the distance and everything, to cut down on blisters and everything else for that. But as far as the rest of it, it'll be pretty close to what we look like whenever we show up on the scene.
First thing I'm thinking is a hydration status, Joshua. Like your typical runner running a half marathon in Mississippi weather there in April, staying hydrated is going to be key. But for you guys with 40 to 50 extra pounds of gear, insulated, that kind of thing, I can only imagine you sweating, so bad. So have y'all thought about that? Like, do you have ways that you're, implementing in your training to combat just the sheer volume of sweat?
Oh, definitely. So one of the biggest things that we do throughout the entire year, is gear acclimation and gear training in general. These suits that we wear, they're designed to keep heat out and steam out and protect us. And the flip side of it is it also keeps heat in as well as, sweat and everything else. So the more that you train in your gear and the more comfortable that you get in it, you can start to acclimate to the changes in how your body reacts in that. As far as the hydration side of it, we have pockets all over our turnouts, and so in addition to a water jug on a lanyard that I have, we definitely have room to carry multiple water bottles on us. In the pockets that we generally carry tools and webbing and whatever else we might need for a call on. And fortunately, they'll have a number of hydration stations throughout the course as well to top off or get something a little bit colder if it starts to heat up too fast.
So what's the crowd like? I mean, it's, the crowd's usually on well-stationed marathons and half marathons are the best. It's what keeps runners going. So I can only imagine, to their surprise and then liking, to see some firemen coming through the course. Do they keep y'all motivated and keep you going in the right direction?
We certainly hope so. This is actually going to be my first half marathon. The previous year I was out there in a different capacity, but the crowd definitely, over the couple of years that I've been involved at any level of it, they've always been incredibly supportive along the way. Each mile is sponsored by something different, and they'll have their cheerleaders out there with signs and motivating people, and the whole community really seems to get on board with it as a whole. And like I said, definitely looking forward to the support next week whenever we're out there.
Have you ever completed 13.1 miles ungeared, Joshua?
Oh, I have not.
I highly recommend you do it after this. It'll be pleasant. It'll be very pleasant for you. You're definitely going the rough route sort of first. How many total firefighters will be doing the Hattiesburg Half Marathon in full gear?
So I do not have an exact number. To my knowledge, there should be, I believe there's going to be around 10 confirmed that are going to be doing it in full gear. I believe we have a couple of runners doing it the more appropriate way in shorts and a T-shirt, but I believe we have 10 that are doing it in gear this year.
Well, again, this is all for a good cause, and I think it brings light to the good work that your wife's job is doing there to DuBard School of Language Disorders. If people want to learn more about the school that you guys are supporting or how to support you and the rest of your firemen there in Hattiesburg, or just the race in general, how do they learn more information?
You can go to the Hattiesburg Half Marathon's website, and they will have all of the charities listed under the top charities tab whenever you hit donate, and all of the runners in general would be under the top fundraisers page as well. And each of the fundraisers will have a short biography under each one of them, explaining what they are and what they do as well. So all of that information will be on their website.
Well, I love it. Good luck to you guys. We'll be thinking about y'all. This is actually not this weekend, but next, right? April the 5th there in Hattiesburg?
Yep, that's correct.
And all the other racers, too, that are getting out and enjoying the 13.1. Kudos for what you guys are doing, and best of luck. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming.